nonprofit, and I'm also involved in a couple of different businesses. So let's start with real estate. Real estate is a great industry. We live in California, San Diego, and it's probably top 5 best places to live in the whole United States. Our real estate is pricey, but you get a lot of benefits from buying property here in San Diego. I got my license about 13 years ago, and what is required is you get a month. You get a course for about a month. I don't remember quite well how many hours you have to do, but it's about a month course. You do it every week. You complete your hours. You submit your paperwork to the state. Once you get all your paperwork signed off from the Department of Real Estate, you get assigned a test date. So that test date comes, you probably pay another, I don't know, the whole thing probably runs you about $500-600. You attend a couple of crash courses before the test, so you can get prepared more and study more before the test. The test is about, Jesus, back then when I did it, we had about 300 questions, and we are required to pass 70% of all the questions to get your DRE license. It's a great industry. I love it. I get to meet a lot of people from different time range. You know, different people do different types of jobs. They do different industries, and you get to talk to them, and it's so rewarding to see when they with all the hard work that they work through, and now they get to buy their house. And it's an amazing thing because they're just, excited, they're happy. They want to tell, frankly, they want to tell their buddies or friends, have people over. So it's amazing. So real estate also gives you wealth creation. And it's probably one of the fastest and it's easiest. It's not difficult to own multiple properties and rent them out. So it gives you a lot of benefits, like you get into a basic 30-year fixed mortgage, and with the time you build the equity on the house. So now your house, you bought it for, I don't know, $700,000. Now it is worth $1 million now here in California. You can use some of that. You can sell it, move into another one. You can pull money out. You can refinance, lower your payment. But it's important to follow the markets. You have to study the markets every day too to know what you're getting yourself into. Interest rates are important right now. But there's always opportunity. There's a lot of help out there. There's a lot of programs that allow you to buy a property as a first-time buyer and take advantage of them.
Can you tell them what that entails? Because I don't think anybody knows what it takes to buy a home, like the students. So we tell them what the programs give.
So some of the programs that allow you have to be in the work industry for 2 years. Barber, construction, medical, police officer, whatever it is, education. You have to prove to the bank that you've been employed for the last 2 years. You do have to build your credit somewhat. You don't have to have perfect credit, excellent credit. You just have to have a minimum of a FICO score. A FICO score is basically how you make your payment on time every month. So credit cards, personal loans, car payments. So you have to have a minimum credit score of 620 to 640 to take advantage of a first-time buyer program. You have to make a certain amount of money, but the cool thing is you can combine income. Maybe you can have a co-signer, a parent, a brother, your husband, wife. You combine the income and then you qualify to buy a home. Down payment wise, like I said, there is a lot of help out there right now. Just you don't really hear about it. For the last couple of years, the market was really hot, so people didn't really go into these programs. But now that the market has shifted completely, San Diego, Chula Vista, California is offering a lot of help right now to buy a house because there's an affordable housing. There's a housing crisis going on right now, so they're trying to help. They're trying to get people into homes. We need more housing, so more construction. So yeah, there's a lot of help. There's a lot of help out there in real estate. I recommend everyone to get into real estate. Even getting your license, because from getting your license, you can go into property management. You can go work for maybe an investor. You can represent a group of investors. You can become a loan officer. That's another license that'll run you about. To do loans, you probably get, it'll cost you like $300 basically to get into the mortgage industry. You can work for a bank.
Can you give them the example of a commission? So say you did a loan on a house that was like $1 million. What would be how much you get paid from that if you were doing a loan?
So it is California, so the prices are high, so commissions are good. So let's say that you represent a buyer in a property that is $675,000. So you get, the seller pays you 2.5%. You're looking about $17,000 to $18,000.
And that's on one deal.
And then you can possibly double end the deal. On the you can represent more buyers and sellers. You can get listings, and then yeah, the commissions are probably one of the highest. Probably not the highest, but it will probably we're top, like I said, top 5 in paid commissions here in the whole United States. We're in a great area. I mean, the San Diego is, like I said, probably top 5 to be in real estate. Also, if you want to go into the investment part and start buying rentals, we're by the water, so you always got to be. Everything by the water goes up in price. Florida, here in California, so your money's safe in real estate here in San Diego. And I would encourage everyone to start doing more research, reading books, go on YouTube. There's seminars, there's free seminars online now. Go on Facebook, and it'll tell you how easy it is to create wealth, how to position yourself for 10, 15 years down the road when you can have passive income coming from different properties that you own. You get a lot of tax write-offs as well. That's another big thing that gets included in it. And yeah, I mean, I just, get your license. It's a great license to have. You get so many connections out of there. You get, because you move, from different, like I said, different people do different things, and out of there, just more business opportunities come out of it. So yeah, like I said, get your real estate license. We're also in the manufacturing business. So we're here by the Navy base, and we have a company where we do heavy sewing. Okay, so we do manufacturing. So been in that for a really long time now. My dad started that business, and since we were little, we've been he's taught us to work to earn everything that you have. So he literally put us to cut materials. He sent me to work into the shipyard as soon as I got out of high school. The shipyard also has a lot of really good employment opportunities. And basically we submit bids to the government to do interiors for the ships, for the submarines. We'll do some of their benches, we'll do some of their seats, they want special logos. Right now I'm working on the design for one of the ships. They want banners, we'll do banners, we'll do safety netting. Every time they move from a compartment to another place, they gotta go through a certain department, and you have to replace some of their safety nets so they won't fall. We also do a little bit of aerospace. That's an industry we're trying to get into right now. We're in talks with a few different companies. A lot of certification is involved, so it's a big process. We do some law enforcement products. We do some leather work. We do, what else do we do? Oh, the agricultural business. That's another one that we're pretty involved in. California is a big agriculture. We produce a lot of fruit. There's a lot of avocados, oranges, apples, berries. I mean, you name it, all year long. They're growing fruit, and they import it out, or they distribute it here in the. And what we do for them is we provide their picking bags. So when they go out to work into the fields, they'll go in there and they'll start picking up a bunch of fruit. They are separated by the amount of weight that anybody can carry through the. There's like California tells them how much weight they can carry on their body. So then we provide all the bags for them. Not all of them because we have competition, but we provide some bags to like people that work for Sunkist and Henry Avocado, some big guys here and in Florida as well. So but it's important to keep manufacturing here in the United States, building our own products and distribute them. It's really important right now, and I think it's only going to get bigger and better. So I encourage you to also learn about that. It's interesting, it's fun, it's competitive, but it can take you pretty far. Yeah, that's about what I do every day. So, any questions? Yes.
Is it possible to inherit property?
Yes, inherited property is very possible, and you can become a millionaire overnight.
Yeah.
Believe me, inherit property. But I encourage you to talk to a financial advisor, some real estate people. There's a rule where you don't sell property that makes you money.
Yeah.
So if you inherit property, probably the property will be paid off or have little debt.
Mm-hmm.
So you can rent it out or develop it, and just and then after you start receiving that money, put that money to work maybe somewhere else, and the stock market, crypto maybe. So I don't know. So there's different ways, but yeah, that's awesome. If you are blessed to receive an inheritance, then you'll be good.
You have to have a living trust. If somebody has owned property, they make a living trust, and then they can say who they want to have that property. If they die and they don't have a living trust, then you have to go to court and you lose a lot of money from the house. So that's something to think about. Will you tell them the example about when we were young and bought the condo and like now what it's doing?
So, like I said, the market's working very different ways, okay? And a lot of what you hear out there is a lot of fear, they try to make it seem now that, buying a property is so expensive, it's, you can't afford it, the market's gonna tank, it's gonna drop, it's gonna go to, we're not gonna go nowhere, okay? Interest rates, yeah, they've gone up, they've gone up pretty fast. But okay, so let's go back a few years back when we bought our first condo. We bought it for $225,000. I believe at a 5% interest rate, 30-year fix. Back then, I think property was appreciating your normal 3 to 5% maybe every year in value. So with time, the property went up in value. Now it just doubled. It doubled in price.
Mm-hmm.
So it doubled in price. Interest rates went down. We were able to refinance twice. Now we have a 2% 30-year fix on an investment property that leaves us $600 a month forever. Okay, we bought that property with like $6,000
down.
Like $6,000, that's crazy. Like you go into an asset that you can control for $6,000. Where else are you gonna? Take benefits of that? But like I said, so with $6,000, you go in. Now you built all this equity. Like I said, we haven't cashed out, but you can get money out of it, and then move on to and do it all over again. You can do it every 7 years. It's a cycle. Just pay. Like I said, do your research. Go in to study the markets every day. Interest rates. There's actually a way to know where interest rates are going to go down. But I'll leave that.
Yeah. Just, I don't know if they understood. So really quickly, just so you can hear, like, what we did, we saved $6,000. Before we got married, we were like, before we spend this on a wedding, like, let's buy a property. And that property now pays for our son's private school because somebody else is paying our rent and we're not gonna live there ever again. We have a different house and we're looking to get even a different one. So somebody else is paying it off for us. By the time our kids are out of high school, like when it's time for my son to go to college, it's gonna be paid off. So the amount we rent it for now, somebody pays us $2,200 and we're gonna move it up because it's cheap, but we charge $2,200 for a family to stay there, and we're giving them a super deal. And so that money, we pay the mortgage and we pay our son's private school, okay? But by the time our son is in college is probably gonna be like $2,000 a month or more. But whoever is renting there, it'll probably be worth more. In 10 years from now, maybe it'll be $3,000, $4,000 a month to rent that house, but it'll be paid off. So that $3,000, $4,000 we're gonna get to keep for free because the house is paid off. Does that make sense? And we did this with $6,000 because you're of a first-time home buyer program where you didn't have to have a lot down. So that's it.